My problem is that I like Lady Yon, but at the same time, like Zex more. So when she gets all bitchy at Zex, it's like, you fucking bitch. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. We're on episode 10, Heero Distracted by Defeat. We just watched Heero play basketball against the Monstars. I was very surprised how Wile E. Coyote scored so many goals.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the first. Well, how many times did they remake that movie? 3 times.
Well, they didn't remake the movie. The newest Space Jam is a sequel because Space Jam 2.
The one was with Jordan, and then the second one was with what it was?
Outside my era. I only knew Jordan because I grew up in an era where Jordan was famous.
Yes.
As a basketball player specifically, not so much as a golfer or a baseball player. So I'm also kind of regretting that I didn't record our conversation about the Tom and Jerry versus Wile E. Coyote thing, where literally, as incredulous as you were about everything I said, quite literally everything I said came to pass in that death battle.
Well, I'm not a fan. I won't say I'm not a fan of Death Battle. It's just like, oh God, I'm not a fan. It's not like I kind of watch it like, oh, okay, but I never stopped to watch one. So
no, it's just that you came with so many like facts and shit about Tom and Jerry and why they would win and why I was wrong about Wile E. Coyote, or why should this happen? Like I said, oh, the battle's definitely gonna take place on the road. And you're like, why should this happen? And I don't remember what I said, but specifically, it wouldn't make sense to be all in the house. So they're moving the house on the road. And then immediately house gets destroyed until the very end. So it's like, yeah, I was right. Happened mostly on the road, actually, like I said. Anyway, I just like proof that I'm right. I think it's how this whole thing started. Me and Griffin got together to do death battles.
Oh.
Well, because every time a death battle would come out, me and him would talk in the Discord, specifically about who do you think would win, and we just wait and watch and be like, well, why don't we just do a thing? Like, why don't we just like react to this and then we can do it live? I don't know. I always had fun, even though I think literally I had a losing record. Well, there's also an element of who goes first, picking which character, right? We could both actually agree on who should win, but for the purposes of gamification, if say I lost last time, I would get to pick first, or if Griffin lost last time, he would get to pick first. So in a weird situation where Griffin lost one, and then we got a death battle where we both agree, oh, that character should win. Now I'm on the other guy's side and having to argue why he would win versus, or they would win rather, versus the person I think is actually going to win.
Now, the only death battle style that I like was the clay animation one from MTV. Kind of WrestleMania thing that they were doing.
Yeah, that was the Hollywood death battle thing.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. The one between Prince and Prince, Prince Charles and Prince the singer.
Oh no, there was a lot of them. Like the show went on for a lot longer than I thought that they actually kept going, because like every so often I'll see it somewhere.
I think it was a
celebrity death match. That's what it's like, Hollywood. Yeah. But for some reason, every so often I'll find one that I've never seen before, because I don't go out of my way to watch them. I just remember one of them was called Johnny, and the other one was called, I can't remember, the announcers, and then Mills Lane, I think he was the ref.
Yeah, because I think the voice actor for one of the 3 died, and they stopped and then got someone else and started it over again. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to like disagree or anything. It's interesting. That was an interesting and fun show to watch. I just like the premise of Death Battle, that they research everything and then they come back with, facts and figures. And then at the end, these days anyway, they break them down into categories that they think are the most important categories. It's not like, God, what was that show that they had on, was it History Channel? Was it History Channel or was it, God, what was the channel Discovery? That had, no, I think it's not the History Channel. I don't think it was Discovery. I think it was
a Shopping Network?
Like on TNT or Spike. I think it was Spike TV.
Spike.
The one where they take different people or groups from history and make them fight.
I seen those, but with CGI. Like, no, actually, no. With Rome Total War games like that, it's like, oh, what,
Oh no, this
one
is
Jedi versus a million Legionnaires, something
oh
like
no,
that.
I used to watch those too. They make me go to sleep. Ironically, the only thing that can. Um, well, no, because it's interesting to watch, but then it's like 4 hours long sometimes. It's like, oh, god damn it. And it's never anything good. It's like, oh, it's always going to come down to something. Anyway, no, this was, like, what was it, like a Roman samurai, not Roman samurai. Sorry, Roman legionnaire versus like a Viking who would win, or Jesse James versus Al Capone, or the KGB versus the FBI, or no, it was CIA. KGB versus the CIA. It was all those kind of matches. Then they would like go and test the weapons, like so you'd see the weapons of each group, and then they would do Forged in Fire.
What you talk about doing the whole ballistic mesh thing, and
well, yeah, and Forged in Fire when they're done forging the weapons and they test them against stuff, they would do that kind of stuff against with the weapons, and then they have a doctor come in to tell you that this would be a deadly wound, or they would survive for this long. Like that show was obviously fake a lot of the times, because the idea was like, okay, now we're going to enter all the data into a computer and run a simulation, and after 1,000 simulations, we'll show you a dramatization on who would win based on who would win out of 1,000. And it's like, I don't think there's no computer bit here. They're not actually doing anything. They're just like, here's what we think would win based on what we think would be more entertaining to watch, and then we're going to pay two guys to go do that out in the woods. Whereas, Death Battle is we figure out who would win based on what we think, based on the numbers and shit we're about to discuss, and then we're going to pay someone to animate that. Or you clearly never watched something Superpowered Beatdown. Superpowered Beatdown would be the live action version of Death Battle, except again that one was only based on audience voting. So like Superman versus Thor, and the audience votes on who they think would win, and then whoever wins, essentially a popularity vote, they would then do a live action version.
Yeah.
Actually, and then because the one that coming in my head is Wolverine versus Wonder Woman.
I think Wonder Woman would win that one, even though,
My problem is back in the day.
Really put him down.
Yeah, my problem is back in the day they would record both. So they would record one with Wonder Woman winning, and they would record one with Wolverine winning. And then like a week after the one that actually won, they would release the other version. And in my memory, it's so long ago, I don't remember. Like the original one of that became popular and everyone knew what they were talking about was Batman versus Darth Vader. Because they also do like a plot line and everything like that. So Batman's flying out to the Death Star. It's live action, but they got a pretty good like budget for this shit. And like, Batman EMPs Darth Vader to shut his suit down, so that Darth Vader then has to use the Force to keep himself going. So Batman be like, better focused on you than me. So Vader can't use his Force tricks until he incapacitates Batman, reactivates his suit, gets Batman. It's amazing. Like even today, it still holds up. I think the idea is supposed to be that Darth Vader has kidnapped Superman and is holding him on the Death Star. So Batman's going to go rescue Superman. Well, it's an element at play at how Batman beats Darth Vader. I think Darth Vader wins was the original one that Batman goes to his spaceship Batarang thing.
Yeah.
And tries to defeat Darth Vader and like hits him with a bunch of missiles, but Darth Vader like rips the thing apart with a Force and just kills Batman. But in the Batman wins one, Batman essentially successfully saves Superman, and Superman kills Darth Vader.
Oh, technically with the Force, I mean, Superman should never touch him, but he's also super fast, so never mind. I don't want to get
Superman can survive planets blowing up in his face. Like Darth Vader, Superman's a god, essentially. Darth Vader is not a god. But Death Battle's used Darth Vader a bunch of times too. I think it was Darth Vader versus Victor Von Doom.
That would be interesting.
Would be, and it was.
Now, on to this episode. Any comments before we begin on the episode itself?
Clearly not.
Oh, well.
There's a reason I segued. I don't even remember why. I segued because we're telling you how much I was right about the thing. Obviously the Tom and Jerry versus Wile E. Coyote. Wile E. Coyote won, so that's why I texted you that one time.
Oh, then, shall we?
Shall we what?
Start? Let's go ahead and start with this episode.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I wonder how far in, maybe like 23, 24 episodes before we get the other opening.
There's only 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Or 3, the 2.
No, it's 2. We've covered this before. It's just communication and rhythm of motion. Well, I remember it now because I made that one joke and I couldn't figure it out, but then it got me there by feeling an emotion, some sort of rhythm emotion.
No, this is 40 or 50 episodes. Closer to 50,
I want
right?
to say 46, but let me just look, and it is 49.
Yeah, so I think about episode 27, 28.
Which technically means I win.
Yes, because you were closer to the number.
Without going over. No, not closer. Without going over. Them's Price is Right rules. I mean, technically, I could have said 1 and win.
I mean, yeah, but this is not black. That's blackjack rules, basically.
No, it's Price is Right rules. There's always somebody in the initial thing, where they determine who gets to go on stage, where they have to, guess, and one person always says 1, and then one person will say 49, and the next person will say 50. So the person who has said 49 only wins if it's 49. So that dick move. And then sometimes that plays out like 3 times in a row. So I'm supposed to say 49, the next person will say 50, and another person will say 51. Haha, fuck you. You were a dick, and now I'm a dick. I haven't watched Price is Right in forever, but Price is Right rules is just an established rules base.
Who the heck is doing Price is Right? Because it's been a while.
Last time I saw it was, what's his name? Starts with a D. Drew Carey.
Drew Carey, but I think he quit years ago.
I don't know. It was years ago that I was watching.
I think he's retired altogether.
He went from the Drew Carey show to Whose Line Is It Anyway to
the American version, yeah. I watch both the American and the...
Well, because the British version hasn't been on in forever.
Yeah.
They went to America. Ryan Stiles went to the British one originally, and then went to the American one.
Stiles is Canadian, I think. Yeah, he's Canadian.
Which is why he was in Michigan for the Drew Carey show.
Is that
Trace's area?
Wow. Yeah, with his own airfield. And yet he lands...
and yet the inside of his shuttle is the same color as the outside of Relina's limo.
Barely. Yeah, it's bigger.
He's competing with my affections for you.
Yeah, why would he give, especially he used to be a prince, by the way, of this very nation. I always like the half capes. But I like the half capes that is like little, I guess, quarter cape. Right? Not the ones that go all the way down. Like these.
I mean, I think you're specifically more talking about shoulder capes. Because there's also very tiny back capes, which would be the same size.
Oh, now he's Colonel Sex. Wow, he got really promoted.
And I'm going to make you pay for Trey's subverting my authority.
どうするライトニングバロン。いや、ライトニングカウントと呼ばせてもらおうか。
今しばらく閣下の下で働かせていただこうと思っています。
私にとってはありがたい申し出だが、いいのかね。
今のままでは私の新たな名は決まっています。部下殺しのゼクスト。
His hands are coated with blood.
ならば君の好きにしたまえ。
恐れ入ります。
ところで、マスクは外さないのかね。君の復讐は終わったんだ。もう顔を隠すこともあるまい。
個人的な恨みを抱いて戦っているのには変わりありません。これは私のけじめと。
Also, we've really marketed my character with this like one thing, so.
Yeah.
だからこそ私も信頼がおけるというものだ。ミリアルド・ピースクラフト。
閣下、その名は。
君がいつかそのマスクを脱ぐことを期待しているよ。
は。
You might regret that. Or you might not.
You guys won't believe how much money we've spent on this screen. Like you really won't believe.
レイクビクトリア基地の設備も警備も信用が置けぬため、今回の移動作戦となった。トーラスはオズのアフリカ支部の厳重な警護のもとアラビア半島を抜ける。その後を我々が引き継ぐことになる。今のところ不穏な動きはないが、あらゆる手を尽くしている。すでに偽の輸送計画も発表した。今回だけは敵の好きにさせるつもりはない。
敵とはガンダムか。
ガンダムは我々オズの行動にことごとく攻撃を仕掛けてくる。今回もいい攻撃目標となろう。
Which would have been really hard for them to do because we're a worldwide organization and they're 5 people.
シベリアまでオズの勢力地を経由していけるか。これならばガンダムを手出しはできんだ。
いや、
Why wouldn't they?
私はガンダム殲滅も作戦の一部と考えている。これまでの範囲は不甲斐ない兵どもがデータ収集に手間取っていたからだ。今回はオズが本気で乗り出す。
You're one of them, Lady Yun.
Yeah.
My problem is that I like Lady Yun, but at the same time, like Zex more. So when she gets all bitchy at Zex, it's like, ah, you fucking bitch. I've been playing basketball, Dr. J.
飛行形態となった時の機動性能が特徴だ。そこで発見次第エアリーズ空域に誘い撃ち落とし。
Ah, Lady Yun, I already defeated that one.
次に02だ。トーラ
スはまずい。戦闘蓄積データから学習機能を組み込んでいる。
As a learning computer.
システムを信用したいが、下手をするとパイロットの意思に反して勝手に動く可能性がある。人殺しをオートでやるなどと。
Dr. J, can you get your hand off the screen? I can't see what I'm looking at.
あれは人類の脅威となる。
任務了解。誰だ？お別れの挨拶に来たぜ。どうも嫌な予感がするんでな。
I want to flip that sideways and across in the edit, just so it's a trapdoor in the floor thing. Makes it look like Duo's coming up from the floor.
こっちも作戦がないとやられるぜ。今度は。
02は隠密性が高く、接近戦を得意とする機体だ。03に対してはいかにその武装火器を初期段階に使い切らせるかが課題となる。
It becomes useless if you do that.
組織戦に長けたモビルスーツは一機もない。
Not a great strategy meeting, considering the fact she's got like one sentence to say about most of the suits.
輸送中に攻撃するしか方法はないが、初歩的なダミー作戦も情報操作を完璧にすると十分戦力を分散できる。空輸か。
僕たちは陸を行く。空かもしれない。だから先に陸を叩いて、みんなにどちらがダミーかを教えるんだ。
来るでしょうか、他のガンダムは。
僕たちだけじゃ手に負えない。でも4人のガンダムがきっと来てくれる。
God, if only we had some sort of connected
Wait,
network.
Katra's voice sounds very similar to Lady Yun's voice. I don't think it's the same one, but.
今の俺は戦うことはできない。叱ってくれ。
Literally, you've been a terrorist once, and that's all you've done.
2より汎用性は上であろう。特に05は直接光線を避け足止めにし、物量線にて仕留める。左腕の火力は一応注意してもらいたい。まあ以上だ。諸君たちは移動経路の各基地の部隊の統括をよろしく頼む。さてゼクス特佐には01迎撃にトールギスのみで当たってもらおうと思っているのだが。
I mean, again, successful against it before.
一人でなんて無茶です。私が援護につきます。
しかしノイン、
レイクビクトリア基地に若干のエアリーズが残っています。それを率いての出撃
Nope, different voice actors for Lady Yun and Quatra. Both in Japanese and English.
ゼクス特佐は01によって大きく痛手を受けている。トールギスという期待を得た今、その敵を撃つステージを与えたいと思ったのだ。
What, you mean when I knocked him to the ground underwater?
ノイン、ちょうどいい。私も君には司令部にいてほしいと思っていた。
ゼクス、
遊撃には正確で迅速な情報が必要だ。その面で援護を頼む。
は、わかりました。では、
I also kind of hate that the guys standing in front of them are all just repeats of the same clip of dudes.
リリーナさん、おはよう皆さん。リリーナさん大変なのよ。
Also somewhat interesting, the woman who voices Lady Yun in English only has 2 other roles in voice acting. Shadow Raiders and Steven Universe. And Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. 1998, 2000, and then 2013.
さて、そろそろだな。
レディアン特佐、どちらが本当の輸送ルートなのかお教えください。
どちらも重要なのだ。
地上ルート A ポイント 9.0 キロ手前。ガンダム04捕捉しました。
I don't specifically remember, but I'm gonna guess third route. I mean, specifically, they've only talked about 2 routes, so I'm gonna guess third route.
Yeah.
I brought it up before, but I still wish that this was a roulette wheel and it was a different person every spin. That happens at the end of every Magic Knight Ray Earth episode, kind of like a Who's That Pokemon sort of thing. The main characters, but it spins and you have to guess which one's going to be. I learned this from Final Fantasy! 78 people died that day riding the train.
おい、大丈夫か？ありがとう。来てくれたんですね。
でも当てが外れたぜ。
Yeah.
Imagine me and the pilot just in the dark, sitting in Helio. Oh, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah.
You remember like the 1,000 mechs we lost back at the base where all of our leaders died?
Yeah.
Why would you think this would work?
Yeah.
Pro does use a system of spray and pray, it seems.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a Gatling gun, so cover a great area with it.
Yeah, but I
But
mean, he
also
would
uses a lot
likely
of
run
ammunition.
out of ammunition a lot slower if he just.
ギリギリだが基地直前で叩ける。
You would think he's better at dodging those hits, right?
I mean, he didn't have to be. He's a Gundanium armor. As much as people back in the day used to like to argue with me in the who would win in a fight section of our polls, that Gundanium armor is just ablative armor. This is not good at all. The show disagrees. You can't even self-destruct in this shit. It's that old saying, what happens when an unstoppable force reaches another unstoppable force?
Just shoot him. Just shoot him. I would just shoot the... Yeah. But he's gonna go do it, of course. I mean, he would dodge a shot anyway, but...
Well, beam sabers beat everything. Clearly the guns aren't gonna do anything. Oh, I lived there. No, actually it's an old Oz model. But maybe you should anyway. Wait, what? That is the stupidest thing I've heard. The prototype Leo, so Oz has completed them. Yes, the Leos you've been fighting are technically the Leos that came from this prototype Leo.
Yeah, no, but I think he's talking about the prototype Leo itself, not...
Oh, 7 years ago, you finally finished it. The prototype Leo, despite having mastered the other Leos. Knowing also you didn't learn from fucking last time, the transport that you ordered to take off that Zex told them not to and they did anyway and got blown up. Ah, the good old how do you threaten Superman plan. Also showing she did learn from Treize. Stop blowing up the Earth. Oh, you mean blow up the colonies. Ah, this sounds so much better in English because I remember this. Oh, Septum would be great in this one. Nah. Man, there's that slap I was talking about. Even though we sent a fighting force to Earth for exactly that reason.
よし、降伏を認める。直ちにガンダムは投降せよ。
Not even a moment to consider that Dr. J might be trying to trick them or anything. Just better blow it up.
降伏はする。しかしガンダムは渡せん。繰り返す。降伏はする。しかしガンダムは渡せん。
任務了解。
Shadows are very deceptive, considering we know it was nowhere near that destroyed. Also on the other end of the radio, now's your chance, Heero! Get out of there! Wait, what? What the fuck did that kid do? He punctured his can of V8 juice that he was keeping behind his neck. That's exactly what we should do with somebody who's considered that many injuries all at once. Pick him up and shake him around in your giant hand.
盾に取られたからか。これ以上は戦えない。
I mean, conceivably, you can't leave the battlefield either, even though I know that's what they're going to do. Because they're still pointing a gun at your home. Zack's letting you go doesn't mean that Lady Yun's not going to shoot your house. Don't know why you capitalized lady, but it's still the scene I remember it being.
Yeah, but I think he capitalized in the lady as in you bitch, basically. Yeah.
I think it's more of a be more graceful, like a lady.
Well, yeah, but
as per the thing again that we know about Lady Yun, that I think is also being emphasized by the fields of grass and everything he throws at her way.
Yeah.
Go ahead, hit us with your insights. You're so quiet there at the back half of the episode. What are your observations?
The thing is, I guess they're trying not to do what they've done before or since. Like, have the bad guys be like, oh no, we just murder everybody, you know, we're dropping nuke on you. Because that's what happens in Gundam, right? And Win is like, yeah, we want to win. We're trying to be clever, but we're not trying to be genocidal, right? This is the one show where, to this point, they're like, yeah, you know, genocide is the only real way. Whether dropping a colony or nuking places or whatever, right? A giant laser destroys. This is the show where they go like, you know what? We can have bad guys that are honorable, right?
ガンダムは敗北した。コロニーを盾に取られれば戦士たちは無力だ。戦うことのできない屈辱の時が彼らを襲う。そして
also puts in a position where, like, we have the ability to destroy you, but we don't have to do it, right? So what are you going to do about it, right? So it's not that dumb a strategy, right? Oh, yeah. Lady with a gun.
I was trying, because based on what you had said, of course, I'm just not that fast at this, to pull up a release order for the Gundam shows that we've seen, or not shows that we've seen, to see which Gundam shows we've seen before this was released.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Oh, maybe this is it.
But I'm talking about before and after, right?
Well, I don't care about after. You said before, so I'm trying to get the before reference so that we can compare. Damn it. Everything is incomplete. Nobody does a good timeline. Okay, let's see. Let us see. We've got... Why are you listing Zeta as the first? Fuck. Okay. First, Mobile Suit Gundam. We've seen that. We can compare. Then Zeta. Have not seen. Then Double Z. Have not seen. Char's counterattack. Have not seen. You clearly have. Have you? No. Yes. You have, but you don't remember before time for some reason.
Yes. Yeah, I don't remember that.
I haven't seen it, but I'm aware of the importance of before time. Everyone goes buck wild for it. Mobile Suit SD Gundam, I don't think that falls into our frame of reference. War in the Pocket, which we're currently watching. F91, which have not seen.
What about it?
Stardust Memory, have not seen. Victory Gundam, have not seen. Mobile Fighter G Gundam, have seen. And then this. So, the majority of stuff before this that would inform Mobile Gundam Wing, as you were saying, of not repeating the same stuff over and over again, I have no frame of reference for to say what they have and haven't done on repeat, because again, it's what? 2 things. Really. The reference point would be Mobile Suit Gundam and War in the Pocket. Or I guess and G Gundam, but G Gundam is so fucking different. I don't think they're repeating anything from G Gundam.
No. At all.
Ironically, the thing right after that would be 8th MS Team, which we have seen.
Yeah, the themed, the idea of different characters being from different backgrounds, and some of the the American one, the Chinese character, but even then, not all of them track 1-to-1. So
track 1-to-1 with what? Are you comparing the different
with
people
nationalities?
I mean, you're saying you're comparing them to our disparate group of people here in Wing.
Yeah, because I was saying carrying over from G Gundam, which of course they have the different fighters from different places around the world, and here you have characters, some of which are strongly coded to be from a given nationality or ethnicity, but not all of them. So I think the only one that's truly Quatre and Wu-Fei are the only ones that are truly coded.
I don't think they're coded at all. Because I think
Wu-Fei is certainly Chinese.
Yeah. I mean, well, the problem with saying Wu-Fei is clearly Chinese is that outwardly he looks Chinese. I would say anything he does, I can't identify what culture it comes from. That's what the argument I was going. That's again, he looks Chinese. That seems like problematic as a call to make, to say he's clearly Asian, and the guy sitting in the corner just looks Asian. It's like, okay, that doesn't identify anywhere that he's from, though. And then again, the same thing. You say Quattro is very clearly. Do you say Egyptian or Arabic? What did you say?
Very generic Middle Eastern, right?
I would say arguably not so much. Like the people he's around and like this again, it's all visuals. Like nothing he's done to me specifically. Like he drinks tea, plays the violin, cares about people a lot. Like nothing about his personality or stuff that he does reads as that. Not that I specifically know what people like that are like to begin with.
Yeah.
As I said, it reads as problematic, which is again the reason that
I'm not saying that it's good.
G Gundam
I'm not saying good
is problematic.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that there might be the carryover, but even then it's
no. I understand that you're not trying to say anything specifically. I'm just saying that when you say they read as this, and that's the carryover because the people in G Gundam are supposed to read as this in the same way. Like, you don't look... I have watched people react to all the Gundam openings in chronological order. Not chronological, release order. And they get to G Gundam, and they see how everyone is stereotypical of a place, and they will have seen the American guy, and they're like, oh, I can't wait to see what they think we Americans are like, because he's not American, right? An American looking at that guy, it's like, oh, that's a weird guy. Oh, I can't wait to see what the American guy looks like. You just don't read that guy on the outside as American. Like, clearly, Americans are fat, loud, and stupid. You hear that guy talk, and you'd be like, oh, he's the American guy. Because that's the stereotype we have around the world. So, obviously, you need more than just what the outward appearance is. Not having Quattro's guys around him, and then not having him in the desert all the time, you would never be able to guess where Quattro's from. You'd think probably France, I would assume, based on his name.
Yeah. I mean, technically all of them come from the colony, so that should be a mix and match. But
yeah, and they don't do the Neo-Tokyo, Neo-Denmark thing. So I can't wait till my windmill Gundam wins me the grand prize. My great plot of hiding everywhere. So I'm also remembering the Transformer thing from the movie Big. You know,
it's also very interesting.
Tom Hanks is like, no one wants to play with a building. It's just a building that turns into a little guy. That's my new thing, the windmill Gundam. It's just a bunch of buildings.
Also interesting that, like, we introduce a new, more dangerous, well, there's Tallgeese, of course, but like, new suit that will be the main villain suit, right? We'll see more of it in the future, clearly.
That's only if you think that Zex is the villain.
Opposition, right? Well, again, I don't want to talk too much because people might be watching this and not watch.
I'm realizing the element is that you're going to be, well, what he might do in the future, and I'm thinking, I did have myself drawn in Giran's uniform. It's like, kind of have a trail going on here.
And that doesn't make him less interesting, by the way. I'm just saying that possibly exist. But I'm talking about the Oz and the especially the Yoon, right? And the new suits, right? The new black suits, pointy head. Well,
they're not new.
Not the Ares.
They're not new. They're the same.
Tauruses.
The same one we saw before.
Yeah, but we haven't.
They were at Victoria base. No, we haven't seen them fight. They were trying to get them into space during the Victoria Nightmare, but we never got, like, the people that were trained on them got blown up in their sleep by Wu Fei. So I guess that's the reason why we've gone with, like, special learning, so that we can have trained people, and then we can have them untrained people when those people die.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, we can copy the learning stuff.
But we haven't seen them fight yet, so we'll see. Interesting how that goes. But yeah, I mean, we know what this is not going to be a surprise. Clearly,
some of it will be. Again, you and me, we remember just basically everything that's happening so far, but the stuff we seem to remember doesn't fill 49 episodes. So
if Heero survives, then he's clearly going to get a new Gundam, because otherwise it'll be like 30 some episodes without a Gundam.
Here's the element: is I don't specifically remember what happens, but so using the element that I don't exactly remember what happens, my guess would be that they're going to take the Wing Zero, repair it, and he's going to steal it in the future.
And whatever improvements they made, he's going to take advantage of.
I don't know that they could improve it. Literally, their best thing is a prototype from a long time ago that they don't fully understand, vis-a-vis a guy had to kill himself trying to figure it out. Because that's how prototypes work.
Got hiccups.
Again, my whole thing, they finally completed the Leo. It's like, yeah, you killed hundreds of them. That was the completed Leo.
Yeah. Sorry. I've really got bad hiccups all of a sudden. So, yeah, they're not going to stop for a while.
Do a handstand. Do a handstand.
No, I can't.
Be great for the camera.
I can't.
We'll be talking right to your crotch. Your voice will be coming down like, someone way out here. But then it just be your crotch walking around on camera.
Wow, it's really loud.
And if you have a fear of falling, maybe that'll help.
Yes. I'm going to have to say it anyway. Anything else?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's the back and forth between Noin and Un. I mean, this is the slap episode.
Well, that slap.
Yeah. It's the slap episode. There's only one other one that I remember.
Well, this is not 079. Well, we have the slapometer, so.
I want to point out, I haven't heard a single hiccup, so the only hiccup thing is you bringing attention to it. It's like if I was talking, I went and then I just kept going. That's all it would be.
Yeah, but still, it interrupts me every time I try to talk.
What you got to do is you got to try to pace your way through it. Like, I was thinking, and then I was, what I'm thinking now is just do your normal look off to the side, like, oh, I just thought of something really important, hiccup.
And, man, I haven't got this hiccup so bad in years. But anyway, or haven't noticed because I'm not talking to somebody, trying to talk through the hiccups.
I don't laugh that often.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, the slap, I mean, Lady Yun being a bee, right? Like, how dare you, and slapping her, because she's trying to countermand the argument. And the second time she just blocks it. Like, yeah, you get one. You get the one.
Well, she's objecting to orders. She's not countermanding the argument. She's trying to object to orders.
Yeah. And she can't stand the fact that she's saying that to her.
So it's a build-up. She just turned Zex off, so she can't hear Zex anymore. And then Noin's still in the room. Zex is, mouthpiece in the HQ.
She clearly don't like sex. So
to be seen.
Yeah. See, now my mind is going to the future.
My mind went to the past where she was serving Trey's drinks while he was naked in a bathtub.
I don't remember that scene.
That was like episode 2, I want to say.
2.
It was literally Trey's first appearance. There's like the Roman place. You can see all the pillars and everything on the outside, and he's just like outdoor bathing.
Yeah. Oh, she brings him a drink, yeah. That was interesting.
Yeah, you literally had a one-liner or something.
No satellites covering his state, I guess.
Actually, I think, the element that, again, it was a covered building.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the satellites would have been alliance controlled at that point.
Now they're under his control. Also, it's very... Okay, here's the thing. It's very clever. We have the satellites control the missiles and all that. One problem with all that is that if that was a threat to the colonies, why didn't they deploy at least one of the Gundams to destroy the satellites?
Because the odds are that you could start destroying like a couple of platforms, and then the other ones would be ready to, aim and fire. The problem is you shouldn't introduce a threat like this because I don't think they have any real way to handle it.
Unless you hack the system or something like that.
Oh yeah, my favorite. I have never complained about that all throughout Macross Delta.
True, but it's probably the only way. I mean, if it then boils down to Babylon 5 when they return home and they.
It's also unrealistic hacking. Yeah, I know, but that was a cool shot of okay, we're mostly destroyed. We're the only one in the area. Ram it, and then the enemy turns an ally, comes in to save them, and it's like cool. Also, that's physical action. the unrealistic element here is hack it, and I think most people watching anime are going to think, oh yeah, one person's going to hack it, not entire countries simultaneously using all the. You ever look at what is it, Odin, where it's showing you all the live hack attempts that are being recorded, and those are just the recorded ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be entire crews into colonies hacking these things all at once, because you have to there should be a constant defense against the hacking.
Yeah.
Which is technically just monitoring and then whatever software and firewalls and etc. that you have installed, and then the constant hacking attempts all at once, which, by the way, they're knowing that you're doing to begin with. In which case the threat still comes around. Hey, stop. Or, I don't know, do you like oxygen?
Well, here's the thing. The only way would be, and this is something that the pilots have done before, infiltrate the command center and destroy it. That way can get the command center. Of course, there's no guarantee that that's the only command center in which you can activate the missiles. You probably have a spaceborne and a land-based command center. And no, in fact, it is spaceborne because they contacted the spaceborne command. Hey, turn on the missiles to that. So they have to either take over or destroy that one in order to take down the entire network.
No, I think they were controlling it from the place. I think they were sending a signal to the satellites, not to somebody in orbit.
No, they had somebody on screen that came and was like, oh, yeah, activate
that
the
was
thing.
Zex. Zex is the only person who came up on screen. Otherwise, the three guys sitting in front of the panels.
No, I think the Lady Una was talking to somebody. Briefly.
Yeah, the three guys in front of her, sitting in front of the panels. Otherwise, it was just Zex, but she just pushed a button to turn him off.
I have to go back and check the notes.
Well, the notes are for.
Yeah.
But my point was also the element of where's their command center.
Yeah. And it might not be the only one.
Well, I'm saying we have no idea where their command center is. The place they're at right now might not be their command center. And that's the only guess we would have as viewers of the show, where their command center was, is wherever the fuck this is. This could just be one of the many bases. This could be Luxembourg base, for all we know. Or the St. Kingdom base. Probably not the St. Kingdom base. That place is on ruins.
No, well...
Which actually, the St. Kingdom base seemed to have been the Alliance HQ base, which you'd think they would just repurpose, but that place is in ruins. We saw even the buildings that were there got ruined by Otto's crash landing.
Yeah.
So, more than likely, this is Luxembourg base, which was the former Alliance HQ before apparently the St. Kingdom one was also the Alliance HQ. No, sorry, the St. base was the fallback HQ after Luxembourg was taken out.
Yeah.
So, more than likely, Luxembourg's.
It's weird because they said that the Trace lands in the Sax Kingdom. So they went to them, and we don't see them taking off and go somewhere else. They just sort of walk away. It's like, oh, come with me, and they walk away. So are they still in the Sax Kingdom?
Remember, this isn't a show for details.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a show where a kid falls 50 story. This is a show where a kid falls 129 stories out of a 50-story building,
and gets blown up from a giant robot and falls to the ground and bleeds, but doesn't die.
No. I told you, he punctured his can of V8 juice that he was storing behind his neck.
Yeah. V8.
It also works for engine, so you could be leaking fluid. Fuel.
Depends on what type of fuel. Red? Gasoline is reddish.
No, V8 juice.
Translucent, but... Huh?
No, V8 juice. The V8 engine runs on V8 juice. Duh. Everybody knows that.
Oh. Of course. Well,
I mean, unless it's the time machine from Back to the Future, which runs on Pepsi.
And garbage.
No, sorry. I'm making a joke based on a apparently script note when they wanted more funding from Pepsi, that the time machine was going to be like a vending machine size thing that ran on Pepsi. Sorry, Rewatch? Was it Red Letter Media's show? They just did a Back to the Future episode. So I've got just that a little bit in the mind. Review. That's what it's called. Review. Their series where they go back and watch old things. Like they did the Demonic Toys one. They did Puppet Master. They did Starship Troopers. They've done a bunch of stuff, and they just recently did Back to the Future.
Good movie, by the way. Well, yeah. Anything else?
Well, I guess that is it. So, once again, I have been Theta, this has been Lessons, we've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?